Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, this is Barbara Calvano, and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels on Blog Talk Radio. Join me now for guidance and messages from the divine to support you on your path to living with mastery. Hello, everyone. This is Barbara Calvano, and welcome to Let's Ask the Angels here on Blog Talk Radio and wherever else you listen to this show on replay, which is like Apple, Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, or any other platform. So welcome again. It's so great to be here. Lately, I'm doing once a month show, but as I have said, I'm looking forward to coming back every week. It's just a matter of finding out which date and time works. And sometimes I might just pre-record the show. So just to let you know, follow me on my website at bcalvanocoaching.com and you'll be updated on everything, or even follow me here on Blog Talk Radio. So I so appreciate you being here. Again, if you're new, I'm an angel card reader certified in that and other modalities, and also psychic medium, and life coach. So I bring that all together in my sessions with you. I do one-on-one personal sessions and also workshops. So anything more you'd like to know about me, just check it all out at the website. Just today I'm going to go over some messages and guidance for the month of June, even though we're at the end of it. My schedule has been a little full, and so that's why here we are at the end of the month. But you can use this information at any time. And what else? Oh, I will be having my Angel Circle. It's going to be called an Angel Healing Circle, and this will be on July 26th. And that information also, same place at my website. And right now it will be free, but it might be a small donation being asked for that. And that's a 1-hour session where we go through guided meditation, call in the angels, I pull a few cards, and you get a sense of really up-leveling your vibration and connection with your angels. So I look forward to doing that. It's been a while since I've done one. And so here we go. Anything else I want to say? No, that's about it. So those of you who have called in, I'll be getting to you at around the 1/2 hour mark and give you your 1-card readings, which I do here on the air. So things have been happening a lot in my life, and always good. One of the modalities I've worked with is the A Course in Miracles. And what the angels reminded me of, one of the lessons is, everything is not as it seems. And I thought, it's interesting to have that. So I offer my experiences that you might want to see if it fits into yours. Sometimes our stories are relatable, and that's one of the reasons why I like to share. So a few things have happened. I had some health issues I needed to look at. Nothing serious, but it brought up a lot of fear. And when fear and anxiety arise, sometimes our focus is off. We don't even know it's off. But we're looking at what could go wrong versus like what's really going right in our world. And to me, that's like a basis of our whole life right now. With everything that we see happening, it's so easy to focus on what's not working, right? We just do that as human beings. And we kind of hold our breath waiting for it all to work out versus if we can take the time to look at what's working, even if it's so small, that's where our power is. And yeah, without going into too much detail, let me just say our family had some shocking news. And when I say shocking news, let's just say, what if something were to happen within your family that you never thought could happen, yet it happens in people's families. And all of us have had, most of us have had or know someone who has gone to jail, gone to prison, has really committed a crime. We know addicts, we know predators. This darker side of humanity exists. And it always seems like, well, it's over there, but oftentimes it can actually be someone in our family. So when these things happen, it's like a wake-up call, but it's a reminder that we're all human. But one of the reasons why I like working with the angels continuously is that you become more intuitive. You become more psychic. So you can actually connect to some of these events before they happen, not like it's going to change it, but you have a sense of things. And I think many of us who had this psychic ability when we were younger was so strong, we didn't want to say, we're like, you know what I mean? We could feel things, and we're like, no, I don't want to feel that deeply about life. And I'm talking about the darker side of life. And again, we live in a world today where if you can see everything that is not in an alignment for the highest good is coming up to the surface. And it's coming up to be shifted and transformed. And I talk about this a lot. Diana Cooper's book called The Golden Future is really awesome. It's powerful. It's so full of information, and also with energy clearings and visualizations, powerful information. It's like my book that I go to every night before I go to bed because I always tap into something new. And it's called The Golden Future with Diana Cooper, and maybe I can get her to be a guest on this show. That would be really awesome, right? So things are happening, and like even this week I had to go for an MRI, and if you have never had one, maybe you have, it could be pretty intense. I mean, darn right scary. And I discovered I have claustrophobia. I could not go into this little teeny tunnel. And so I only mention this because as a highly sensitive person, this stuck with me for a few days. And it's okay to be sensitive, you guys. That's one of the things I'm here to share with you. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to your doctors. It's okay to have that boundary. It's okay to say no. And so many of us who are highly sensitive, we tend to be a little bit too polite, and we might even work with everybody, and not pay attention to our own feelings. But one of the things that happens as you continue to work with angels, continue to up-level your frequency, bringing yourself into a higher state of consciousness, is that you're going to be more sensitive. You are definitely going to be more sensitive. And then we just have to be responsible for that. We have to learn to communicate what our needs are. And that's one of the things I help you with. If you ever do a one-on-one session with me, we can look at exactly where you're at right now in your life, in all the areas, what areas you have that are giving you some problems or obstacles, how you can bust through that, be empowered with it. And, I really love giving my 1-hour sessions, 10-card or more readings, that they really do give you a map of where you are energetically right now and what are some of the strategies you could use, what angels are the best ones that you could work with. So enough of my little advertisement for myself. Here we go with your reading for, as I said, the month of June, but you can use this until the next one that I do. I have been guided to use the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And it is a beautiful deck. And, the roses are really blooming at this time of year in North America. And so the first card is the Fertile Void. And the images are here on the Blog Talk page and also at my website. And oftentimes when you look at the image of an oracle card or tarot card, you're going to pick up some things that I don't say. And that is the beginning and the strengthening of your own voice, your own connection to spirit. And it's a great way to empower yourself and to not just strengthen, but you really do become grounded in what you sense, you feel, and you hear when you look at a card, just a card, okay? So here it is, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, Secret Beginnings. Here it says, this is a very auspicious card. It holds the potent golden seeds of a new beginning and the aftermath of an end. We're called to have patience and enter a state of deep rest, repair, regeneration, and acceptance. To let part of ourselves, or even who we once were, metaphorically die in order to seed, sprout, bud, and bloom again. So there's often a letting go, a grief or mourning involved, a death of self or what once was, the ending of things that were once important. Relationships, jobs, identities, ways of being. The fertile void asks that we honor endings to begin again. It's a crucial part of growth, and new isn't possible without it. So in the card, you can see the golden seed cradled in the dark, fertile womb of the soil. It's easy to mistake this phase of growth as one where nothing much is happening. But beneath the surface of the winter soil, things have never been more active. So winter, even though it's summer here in North America, winter is the phase of initiation, renewal, and rebirth. When we're going through a period of inner winter, we experience this too. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allowing ourselves to recover and rest. We don't realize it, but that this is the most important part of our growth. And it takes faith and surrender to do it. Trust the sureness of the soil. The new is being woven without you having to micromanage every move. Trust the sureness of the soil. Be cradled by the great mystery. This is a very tender, powerful time. And the question is, how can you surrender into the great mystery? So, in other words, some of you may say, lots been going on. I feel like nothing's happening. I've had to put things off. I've had to rest. I've had to take a break. But I promise you, your seeds of your dreams have still been working and growing, just as within you, in your own womb, whether you're a man or a woman, your stomach, your hara, your power center. Things have been active. But sometimes we need to step back and rest. And sometimes the universe throws some wrenches in our way where we have to take a rest. Like when I washed my bathroom with too much bleach, gave me an asthma attack, then gave me bronchitis, and then pneumonia. It was like, ooh, all this came out of, it forced me to stop everything and take a look at my life. I'm okay now, but it was interesting. Or this news is something that happened in the family that was really a shock, but it's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to stop my whole life? I just include things. So we learn how to flow like you're literally surfing on water, especially when you start connecting with your angels and guides and gods and goddesses, your higher power. We just learn to flow. So that's where we've been. It's a powerful thing to recognize that even though things were not as active as you thought they might be this first part of the year 2024, things are still happening. Just like in the garden, my garden, I have a great flower garden. Things are still growing when you can't even see them. And then all of a sudden you see massive amount of growth and flowers. So that's the first part. Now the second part is the card that says Brothers of the Rose, sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. This is the card of the sacred masculine. Like the feminine, the sacred masculine exists within each one of us together, and we're all being called to balance both energies within us. The sun and the moon, solar and lunar, perhaps this is what it's meant to birth a new world. So yin and yang, receiving and taking actions, receiving and giving, receiving and taking actions. Left side, right side of your body. So I have been working on the right side of my body for the past couple of years, and I'm going to tell you that in this week, my hip that I was dealing with, it's as if it completely recovered. I could do these yoga poses I couldn't do a year ago, even 6 months ago. I was taking the time to deal with all the emotions in and around my hip and also in my life. So our body is always talking to us and giving us messages, your particular issue you may be having. And I recommend highly Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. I've been using that for over 40 years. So it really is helpful in helping us see the energy dynamics of what's happening. So the balance of the feminine, and here we're really talking about having a healthy masculine energy for either male or female. So the sacred mature masculine is something so needed in our world. It is actually assertion, being powerful, stepping forward, especially if we're very yin energy, very feminine energy, very highly sensitive energy. It is important that we find a way to gather all of that, transform it, and transmute it and be able to step into the future, take our steps rightfully on this planet today. It's the part of us that lives in deep honor and reverence of the feminine. So recognize the goddess within all of life, including the earth, and is committed to protecting and living in devotion to the feminine. The sacred masculine, the sacred masculine knows that striving and empowering, enduring, and conquering are not helpful. I mean, that's the old way of doing things, even in business for many of us, especially women. It used to be overpowering, enduring, and conquering. The sacred masculine is strong and tender, protective, but not defensive. This card could be a sign that you're being called to work on the sacred masculine energy within you that's maturing and rising. It could be that you're being called to work on ancestral healing of the paternal line. It could be an indication that you're being called to invoke or acknowledge the sacred masculine in those around you. Or it could represent the sacred masculine appearing in your life. The sacred masculine exists within all of us. They are encircling you so that you can do your sacred work, whether that's being a healer, a teacher, or an oracle card reader. It could be a teacher, a spouse, a mother. It could be a father. It could be anything that you're doing. But you do want your actions, your receiving, your receptive side of getting information, getting downloads, receiving ideas, and then taking action with them. We need the balance. So the sacred masculine exists within all of us. They are encircling you so that you can do your sacred work, so that you can be part of the return of the goddess on this earth. The rose in their emblem, and they wear it proudly on their hearts. So how are you being called to work with the sacred masculine? And you know what? Oftentimes it could be moving, getting that new job, moving to the new location, changing your communities that you've been involved with, making changes, doing those things you've been saying you're going to do for years, and finally doing it. You guys, now is the time. So the next card of this 3-card reading is the wastelands. This ends up being, as it says, sustainability. Slow down. Tend to your garden. So we've come from resting. The second card, awakening. And now we want to, how do we keep this stable? And how do we tend to this energy as we move forward? There's an anonymous 13th century French myth in the form of a poem called Elucidation that tells the story of a king who abuses the land he's supposed to be the guardian of. The king breaks the trust of the well maidens, the spirits who were guarding the wells of the land, and they flee. The waters run dry, the plants wilt, and the land which was once rich and fertile becomes barren, creating a wasteland. This is the most powerful card in this deck. It's 44 cards, you guys. So it's a wake-up call. That was the title of this show. It's a wake-up call for us to stop the destructive behavior that's resulting in us becoming brittle and unable to live in a sustainable way. I want to say this again. It's a wake-up call for us to stop the destructive behavior that's resulting in us becoming brittle and unable to live in a sustainable way. The sacred feminine is abundant. So we're talking, when I say this, I'm talking about the energy, all the energy that we need, all the energy that we breathe in, all the energy of abundance and manifestation. It's really everywhere. She knows that the earth can provide for what we need and that she doesn't need to take care more than she needs. She tends the earth around her and within her. She's the keeper of balance and the protector of all living things. The rose has seen civilizations come and go, empires rise and fall. In this card, she's delivering an urgent message to slow down and stop any way of being that's not sustainable, to release anything that's been making us brittle, to tend to our garden, our bodies, and the earth around us. So what way of being is no longer sustainable for you? So for many of us, it is self-hate. It is self-loathing, self-criticism, judging. That's part of it. That's a way of being that's not sustainable, that makes us brittle and unable to live in a sustainable way, meaning after a while you will break down, you'll get sick, you're diseased. So when we can tell the truth about some of our own actions, and even maybe we stopped, I often share that I had an alcohol problem for 7 years. Thank goodness I found a therapist who said, hey, you should probably stop that. So I did this 34 years ago. What a difference it made for me. Because right after I got married, I started drinking more because I just didn't know how to be with this new way of living, of being a wife and all that. So I stopped. And I learned that it wasn't about the alcohol. I just was having a lot of emotions and fears and anxiety of how to do it correctly. How do I be a wife? I've been single for 35 years. So I share this because when we can stop and tell the truth about a way of being, and for many, many people, it is addictive behavior. And addictive behavior doesn't have to be alcohol or drugs. It could very well be worrying, being someone who's constantly looking for what's wrong. It could be eating disorders that it's so easy to hide and mask because someone looks so fabulous, but inside they're like a freaking mess because they haven't dealt with the damage of doing what they did for many years, even though they stop, right? So many of us have this. And we can continue to go to spirit and say, well, tell me what to do, show me a way, give me a card. But when we can stop and tell the truth to our spirit, to our guides and goddesses, they really do help us. And what I mean by help us, when you ask for help, you get an answer. But you have to be aware and awake to receive the answer. So what do I mean by that? If in your heart you have prayed for something, many of us pray for things, or if we're not praying, we're saying things in our heart like, this will never change. What's underneath that is, I wish this could change. So even your angels and guides hear you, but sometimes it's better if you can get a little clearer on what you want. So it's one thing to say, this will never change. Your words are your wand. You very well could be creating your future, your present, by saying something like that. This will never change. So recently when I was coming home, I saw it used to be it's an old-fashioned police alarm on the boulevard where I'm walking. So I'm at the intersection and I see it, and on it, it's an old-fashioned thing. I don't think you can use it. Maybe it is usable, but it's red. The paint's worn off, and on it says, to report an emergency, number 1, lift the cover. Number 2, push the button. Number 3, answer the operator. And I thought, my God, this is just like talking to your angels. So literally you take a moment, it says lift the cover, and you take your moment. So I'm going to access, my angels. Number 2, push the button. ignite your voice, your mind, your heart. Number 3, answer the operator. And then it says underneath that, you must answer to get help. And I thought that is key. You must answer to get help. So why I'm sharing this is that your angels are always working with you. All right, guides, fairies, elementals. But if we don't hear, it says answer, they can't really help us. What do I mean by answer? It's a two-way conversation. It's a two-way conversation. If you've asked for a message and help on something and they send you an email, it could come by earth angels. I'm going to say this. You can get information by an email. A friend could recommend something. A friend could recommend something for years, but you think it's just them talking. That thing they're saying could very well be your answer, your key. But if you don't answer it, and the answer could be, tell me more about that. Maybe I should try that. Then nothing changes. I have a family member who has rheumatoid arthritis. There are answers to really support bringing some healing around that. But if you don't ask, you're not going to get any help. So I mention health a lot because so much of our physicality is, in my opinion, a communication issue. We have an experience in our body of something, but we don't necessarily talk about it. We suppress it. We say maybe it'll just go away, or I don't want to go to a doctor because I don't trust doctors or whatever. But it all is communication, all of it. So I go to doctors. Oftentimes they say something, but I don't necessarily have to do what they say. Did you know you could say no? So it is a two-way conversation. So a matter of your health being vibrant, because when you're healthy, you tend to have more energy. You manifest more because you're filled with great energy. It's kind of hard to manifest when you're feeling really crappy. So I share this because this whole thing about posting, to report an emergency, so there's something you want the universe to assist you with. Once you contact the universe through your prayer, through your thoughts, through your feelings, be ready to take an action. It's not going to be an instant wave of a wand and your whole life changes. It is going to be a breadcrumbs to follow, ideas to follow, the roadmap, what you need to do to up-level your life in regards to your health, in regards to your relationships, your work, everything. So Let's Ask the Angels is all about getting the coaching we need to take the next steps in our life to have more joy and ease. So that is my advertisement about what I do also. So given that, I'm going to take a sip of water. Actually, kombucha is what I'm having today. And another little hint, I use essential oils, and they are powerful. So when I needed to ground myself the other day, I said, what? Usually I'll use a tree, something like cypress, Siberian fir, even eucalyptus. But what I used was gardenia. Because I always use my gardenia oil right before I do my sessions, right before I do psychic fairs, where I'm doing a lot of readings for people. But the smell of gardenia is so incredibly sweet in a beautiful way. I feel so calm. My mind, everything is peaceful. Or even jasmine. And this year I have 2 jasmine bushes that are blooming like crazy. I've never had so much jasmine in my life. And you can get a jasmine oil also. And when you inhale this, it's as if you're in deep meditation. You're calmed down. So after I had that MRI experience this week, this jasmine and gardenia oil really helped me a lot. So that's instead of having to take, pharmaceutical drugs. And just one brief note about that. Going back to where I had to visit a pharmacy to get something for my asthma flare-up when I needed it, I rarely go for any medicine. So as I'm standing there in a Walgreens and I see the shelves and shelves and shelves of dead medicine, I could feel that there was no aliveness in this products. and people are standing in line to get their pills and things. And I really felt like they didn't know the possibility of having live energetic healing through essential oils, eating properly, breath work, acupuncture. And for most people, it is being beholden to these rows and rows and rows of pharmaceutical drugs, and which it felt like just dead, all this dead material into their bodies so they won't feel what they're feeling and not really address the underlying emotional states and energies that want to come forth to be released. Some of that is the work I do also with you in my one-on-one readings. So again, just wanted to share what all that I've gone through in the past month. And now I'll do your one-on-one readings. These are not fortune-telling readings. I will draw an angel card for you from a question you ask, or I can just pull the card for you. And also, mark your calendar for July 26th for my Angel Healing Circle, powerful 1-hour session for a small donation. So here we go with area code 708. What is your name? How can I help you today?
My name is Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Interesting conversation about all the medical. And when you were describing the dead medicine, unfortunately, I was put on a prescribed medication a while ago and did not know the addictiveness and how horrific it would be to get off. I'm doing that right now. I'm tapering, and it's pretty, it's, to say the least, I mean, I couldn't explain it to you how difficult this is, and I'm going to get through this, but it's a day, moment by moment sometimes.
Exactly. That's how you'll do it, and you will do it. And congratulations for your wake-up call, because that's the name of the show today. And I know many people who are in your shoes and have done it, so you will be fine. And I will say that all of us, whatever we're going through, is our lessons, our life lessons. So as long as we embrace it, like, okay, I like the phrase that is said, God never gives us more than we can handle. God, Goddess, never gives us more than we can handle. You'll be okay. And you are healing not just this lifetime, but you're healing ancestral patterns while you're doing this. So, you will. It's not easy, but it's doable. And you are the beginning of the change. So know that. You are definitely, and the more you can release every day, whatever emotions you have that no longer serve you, you do that. And you will heal faster, and you'll up-level your frequency, and everything will be, when I say fine, it's going to be much better. There are many others who cave in, and they can't do it. But the fact that you're even talking to a stranger, me, and that I feel you're totally committed, you will, continue to be with have your angels guide you every day, protect you, and you can move through it. Because many, 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 many are doing it. I'm going to say thousands. That, what you described, is the beginning of the shift. That is the big shift.
Right.
And, it pains me to see my relatives who just suffer needlessly because they're so beholden that what the doctor's God, whatever the doctor says you do, I was given one drug for cholesterol, and it made me feel like I was tripping on LSD. I said, I can't do this. Let me see if I can lower my cholesterol naturally, and that's what I've been doing. But, there's a lot of energetic works that you can do. Just continue stepping one foot in front of the other. Now, do you want me just to pull a card on this?
Yes.
Or
yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. I just feel that in your speaking, I feel your commitment, and I feel your courage. And courage is such a powerful energy to be at. Okay? And again, any emotions that you feel, if you feel yourself trapped with, and learn to just give it over to your angels and join my Healing Angels Circle if you can on the 26th, or go on my YouTube channel and look up any of the angel circles that I've done, and there might be some extra healing you could tap into. Oh, and I love this card for you. We have Archangel Michael, number one archangel, to be with you for strength and protection. And it even says here, a job well done, because you made a choice about how you want your future to go. Joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. This is a major arcana card. This card means big changes for you. And whenever we make a difficult change, a big change, it's not easy, but the rewards are beyond you can even imagine. Okay? Beyond what you can even imagine. All right? So know that you have the world. That's what I got for you today. You have the whole world for you. So I just would just take that in and just follow your intuition of what you need to do every day. Learn to breathe through, learn to relax more, and know that you are not alone in what you're going through. Okay? You are totally not alone. And thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Courage, making that first choice in our mind is huge because you've turned on the yes to the universe, right? You turned on the yes button. And the biggest thing the angels are really saying is that you are not alone. One, you have Archangel Michael with you at all times. And in this moment also to share with you, if you know about cutting cords, cords are thoughts. So if you find yourself with a thought that's not serving you, if you feel pretty low or something in any given day, we ask Archangel Michael to cut it with his sword. Just cut the cord. And sometimes you have to do that several times a day or once a day, but cut the cords on it. And you'll start seeing a shift in your vibration when you are the one managing your energy and not letting it be managed by anything and everything else. You get to focus on the stillness of your mind and your connection. You get to do that. So that's
I just feel like because there's so chemically induced that getting in touch or feeling that feeling of the energies of which I used to do. I mean, it just was natural that you're in pain a lot emotionally and physically. That it kind of like dampers. It puts it like a shield over all of that energy that used to flow freely through the ethers. And that's what I kind of try to combat every day is, trying to get in touch because I feel so separated from everything.
Yep, I've heard about that. Yep. Well, if you're able to get into sunlight, you don't have to, it can be too hot, but you want to see if you can be in nature, see if you can be around pets. But the more we can be in life and in the world, we can ground ourselves and we can still stay connected to that what we're talking about, right? And our body can heal and we can wash away the old easier. So it could be one flower that you're looking at, or you have a garden of flowers, or you have the ability to take a nature walk or be with the trees. This is your homework from the universe. Okay, how are we going to do this? What is the plan? But you can do this. We are much bigger than our bodies. That's one of the things I learned. We are much bigger, and whatever type of meditation you've ever tried, maybe it's time to try some. I had a new focus. I've been meditating for like 50 years, and I had a brand new thing that happened to me in yoga class, and I'm like, holy mackerel, that's what we're talking about. So whether you do some light yoga or, I highly recommend it because you're breathing into your body and stretching. It's never too late to have a total shift of consciousness. We think we know everything, but I'm telling you, we have even more wisdom than we can ever imagine. All right? So
Right.
that is part of my message today. And the fact that you can so succinctly describe that experience of what it's like to be masked when we take a pharmaceutical drug. You know what it feels like. I do too. I don't like it. But you're on a great journey. I could totally feel it. So I wish you the best. And we are in a powerful year of transformation.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and I feel all of it too. I mean, it's like the shifting has just been like everywhere. So, then you get into this space and I'm feeling like I'm just by myself now without anything that I ever knew that was familiar around me. It's all like, it's scary. I think that's the scary part for me, is that it's all unfamiliar territory that I'm in now, because my community and my family and everything is separated and different, and I'm alone for the first time. I think that's a scarier.
Yeah, it's different, and it definitely feels scary, but it also could be the beginning of new experiences. And I remind myself that I'm surrounded by 100,000 angels on the left and on the right at any given moment. I remind myself that I can have the energy of Mother Mary to cloak me and hold me. This is not a religious thing of Mother Mary. It's her pure essence and energy. You have Archangel Michael to surround you with his purple cape, golden, energy. So it's really about beginning to have this, regular conversation with energies. Back in the day they'd call us crazy. Well, we can do that today. We can do that. And then, or you talk to someone like me and have new friends who you can talk the same language, right? So I need to go to my next caller, but I know that your situation is going to help a lot of people. You are so much. So welcome. Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. So that was for everyone. Now I'm going to go to area code 203. What is your name and how can I help you today? Hello there.
Hi, my name is Pat, and I'd love just a general reading. Thank you so much for the show.
Okay, here we go. I got to say, it's great to be back. It's, the angels reminded me, time to get back to work here.
That's great.
Okay, so here we go. And for you, I have another major arcana card. So we've got big changes for people, big, powerful. We have Archangel Chamuel and life experience. And here it says a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. So this is what I have for you. It's a beautiful angel in a field of red flowers. It looks like yellow and white butterflies. So Chamuel helps you find. So it could be finding a purpose, a new purpose, or a purpose for your life, or you may have an actual change that you're going through. So that is what I have for you.
Yeah, that covers about three areas. I'm big change between daughter-in-law, filled with strife, and trying to just be patient and leave the anger and try to get back to love, which is difficult. And then a goal of health, very big, serious goal of finding my way to health. And that also includes continuing to connect to God. I'm just learning about all that. So, yeah, they're all big.
What I like for you is a Chamuel, Chamuel, is with you to help you find solutions. So you literally can say, Chamuel, help me find a solution for this, or help me find my keys, or help me find the best supplement that I could take, and just stay hopeful, stay light, and stay open. It's the whole thing. When we work with angels, what I like about it is we just learn how to stay open to goodness. Like, oh, what a concept. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm going to be open to the highest good, even though it looks like the whole world is burning up around me, right? And it's not like we ignore it, but it's like we kind of know someone tapped us on the shoulder and said, okay, this is the way the world looks right now, but you get to have a choice in how you're going to react. You get to have a choice. And we learned that we can learn to be lighter and more open and joyful, and not just in the reading that I did, not stay bitter. We can give up certain ways of being that could actually make our lives worse. So that is what's so powerful. So that is your short reading today, my dear. And I'm going to go move to the next caller. You're so welcome.
Good to know Shamuel's name, because I have lost my keys 3 times in about 3 weeks. Never done that before. I will call on Shamuel. Thank you so much. God bless.
You're welcome. So isn't that funny? Because I usually don't say the keys thing because it's so regular and normal for Shamuel, but I'm so glad I reminded people about Shamuel and your keys. Hello, area code 708. What is your name? How can I help you?
Hi, Barbara. My name is Barbara.
Oh, great. Hi, Barbara.
Yeah, and I've been through really tough times. However, I'm looking at them in my rearview mirror. And
excellent.
Even though they're really not, because I have a serious health issue, I don't look at it as serious to the degree that it's got a bad outcome. I don't feel that way at all.
Okay, great.
I feel positive, and I ask when I have there was a lot of pain, and I asked God to take it away, and to the angel, and it works. It works. And I had lost a therapy dog, about 10, 12 years ago, and I kept on thinking I wanted a dog. Throughout all this craziness that I'm going on, and here I'm thinking I'm going to get this therapy dog. I have the biggest alpha puppy you could imagine. And in fact, I have 2 adult children that still live with me, and I was like in tears, and so were they, because she's just so powerful. And I'm like, you know what? You get the dog you need. And it's really a shakeup, and so much so because, and she's very intuitive, very psychic. This little thing is, and it's just making me realize that you got to keep pushing, you got to keep moving, you got to keep doing it. It's not about you.
Yes, some of our best teachers, our best teachers are our pets. I'm telling you, people have no ideas how incredible these pets are in teaching us exactly what we need to learn. Exactly. Like I have my little Davy is sitting down near me, and he is 22 next month, 22-year-old cat.
Oh, wow.
And
that's awesome.
His other 4 siblings, I used to do my show, and the other ones who have passed on, they used to meow during my show. So I have them recorded in some of my podcasts with my other cats meowing. It's so sweet. But each cat has taught me so many lessons. And here I have he's declining, but he's still hanging in there. So he really teaches me patience. And, you know, life is really, really so precious. So shall I just pull a card for you now, given what you shared?
Yeah, because it's really been a great transformation. And I'm loving being with myself, being in myself, and just letting the old go. That's hard, letting the old go. But that is that's a high level frequency that you're really acting as fifth dimensional being in the jargon of spiritual talk, meaning you're able to live with an open heart versus one that's closed. And that's beautiful. And the card that I pulled for you is 6 of Earth from the Angel Tarot. And it says gifts of money, time, or effort. So I feel like you're even receiving the gifts of all your choices, meaning when you can feel at ease
even everything with what you're dealing with, that's a gift. And it says new career opportunities, if you wanted, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. And even paying off debts can be not just about money. It could be paying off debts of like paying off the debt of it's ending karmic cycles. So
yep.
You can end a karmic cycle of illness, worry, anxiety, stress, one, by committing to it and praying for it and allowing it to happen. And most people think that they just are like a leaf in the wind and whatever happens to them happens. But we actually are orchestrating so much from our mind, from our hearts, and our prayers, or even lack of prayers. So this is a beautiful card for you, Six of Earth. And it has fairies on it, and it's got the balance, the balance scale. And it looks like, I like it. It's like you have balanced karma. So you have gold coins and vegetables and fruits, in each of the baskets. So it's a beautiful card of abundance here.
Well, that's what I try to look at. The cup not half empty. It's just that it's full. And being in the moment.
Yes.
Just being in the moment and say the prayer and let the answer come. Let it flow.
That's it. What you just said is it could be the whole show. That's it.
It's got
being in the moment, say your prayers in whoever and however you do them, let it go, and learn to do that. And we are literally controlling the thermostat of our life. We're controlling, the statistics of our life by your particular ritual, your practice that you've learned to hone, and you know it works, so you do it daily, you do it often. This is what I'm sharing this for everybody to hear. Sounds so little, but it's like you get to drive the car of your life. Or as my yoga teacher says, you are the owner of your, how'd you say? You are the owner of your body parts. I thought, what? Well, yes, I am. I am the owner of my body parts. And even though I'm 70, I could be, like worried and stressed when I got a little ache or pain here. I got to go for this test for that. Or I could say, I am the owner of my body parts. Grateful, and angels help me to make the best decisions so I can stay in joy and ease. If I don't do that, I automatically go to high anxiety. So I'm not interested in that.
Well, that's why I keep telling myself I'm a powerful manifester.
Yes.
Manifestation is my gift.
Yes. Yes. Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for being with us all today, and for all of those who get to hear you on replay. So this is awesome for everyone. So I'm going to go to the next caller. I wish you a beautiful day, and thank you so much. Okay, now area code 773. What is your name? How can I help you today? Hello there.
Hi, this is Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. So would you like me to go ahead? I can pull you a card, or what would you like me to share with you today?
Well, I'm calling with similar problems that the other callers have just mentioned. I guess it's no coincidence. It's about medical issues.
Yes.
I somehow got through a really bad year. I was injured by a chiropractor seriously. I had trouble breathing. I had complications. And I just recovered from it, and I just sent all the $12,000 of medical bills for settlement. I'm really worried about finances because my cat, my 13-year-old cat, my soulmate, is sick, and I need to get him specialized testing, and I cannot afford it. So I'm praying and hoping that my settlement comes through within 30 days so I can take care of the cat.
Okay.
I'm having panic attacks. I do not want to lose my best friend. He's hanging in there. He's doing okay, but he's just not getting better fast enough.
What I can, if you had heard, my cat is 22, and
yes,
every day he looks like he could be crossing that rainbow bridge, but he's not. But I've learned how to have to breathe and let go and to know that I am not in charge. You know, that is what works for me, that God has a plan. I've had the opportunity to be with him and his 4 other siblings for 20 years. And I'm not in charge there, you know. What you can do is often, you know, I'm prompted to say before I pull a card, is that you can oftentimes call a vet, tell them your situation, and they might give you a payment plan. You know, so many times we stop out of not thinking someone could support and help us. So be open to that. And I also am guided to say I married 35 years to a chiropractor, and he's still practicing at almost 40 years here in Manhattan. So there are good chiropractors and there are not so good ones, as there are good doctors and not so good ones, as there are good hairstylists and not good ones, you know. So I just want to give a plug in for the great chiropractors, which my husband is one of them, and acupuncturists and massage therapists. So just open your heart to what your angels guide you to do. I'm going to pull a card for you here, and I wish you the best with everything. It is not ever easy to watch our little pets suffer, but I'm prompted to say make a few calls and see there may be someone that can help you, because they're not all greedy, though a lot of vets are greedy. You know, I have my experience with vets. So here, I love this card for you. 6 of air. Things are looking up. I love this for you. The end of a difficult situation. Yes. Taking a trip. So the trip could even be across town or something, you know, or it could be a real trip. But it's 6 of air. Things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation and taking a trip. And just like the other callers had mentioned, you get to manifest your life. We get to manifest it. However you can, just check in with yourself and see how you're thinking. And if you could even think a new thought about it, and the thought could be, everything will be all right. You don't have to know how, but you get to begin to bring some breath and ease into it. Does that make sense? You get to do that. And you know, you get to bring the breath into the situation, and your cat will feel you relax too. You know, my cat, you know, early days in my 20s, I was not centered and you know, at ease. And my pets could feel it. But my pets, I think they lived longer all these years because I learned how to manage my energy. So it's a great opportunity to do that. Sometimes things don't turn around like in 30 days. You want something to happen quickly, and we can be too attached to it. You know, we could ask for the angels and our guides to work with us, have the results be for the highest good. But begin to bring some ease into your life. And I have to go now because I have to be under 60 minutes with this show. So
thank you.
You are so, so welcome. I wish you the very best. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. All right. So my friends, thank you for calling in. If you did not get to be with me today live, contact me on my email if you'd like. I'll send you like a 5-minute recorded message. So see you soon. Have a beautiful day.